Hello and welcome. For many years, I've been a bit of a collector of Disney pins. That comes at no surprise with the amount of videos I've already made about this subject. It's also no surprise as my entire life I've collected a variety of things, but I purposely stayed away until I joined the Disney cast member cult many years ago, knowing that it would become another big collection in my life. I'm proud of what I've collected so far, however the collecting has slowed down quite a bit, especially due to how many fake pins are out there. That brings us to the topic of the series today. It's time to break down and figure out how many pins I have that are true authentic Disney pins and how many are scrappers. So come join me as I figure out, with some helpful sites and some common tips and tricks, how authentic my collection truly is.
Yes, so this is something that I have wanted to do for a long time. I was one of those people that used eBay to buy the trading pins, which of course 99% of those are fake. And unfortunately a lot of the system is inventoried now with fake pins, and I have no idea what to look for. That's part of the reason why I stopped. Plus, there gets to a point where unless you're actively looking while you're down there, it's a lot to carry around, because at the point I was going down on vacation and I started to do my candy training years ago before it became a huge thing, and so I would have my candy bracelets to give out to all the cast members, and then my pins that I wanted to trade, plus my collection at home, so I'd have my pictures of what I already had, and it was a lot to do all at once. So majority of the pins I have, I don't know if they are real or they are fake. There are some that I did figure out are fake, and that's another thing, trying to figure out what to do with the fake pins, because I have so many of them. It's a lot. But that's why we're doing this. That's why I want to do this, so I can work it out together. Hopefully be able to also help you get some information, because unless you know what to look out for, it's easy to get swindled. It's easy to find a fake pin. This is what I have all of the ones that I deemed fake already in. And there's a lot. So here's another look at it. And let's just pour this all out. Which is so sad that I don't know if they're real or not. That's the thing, even with these, I don't know if they're real or not, but I mean, some of them you can tell. This is why I stopped trading. For the most part, everything looks like it could be real, but it's not. But I have no idea. So I'm gonna take a look through these throughout the time and the ones that I thought were real, so I can finally know how valuable my collection might be and how many actual Disney pins I have. You can tell as well, there is a lot here. So of course, we're not doing this all in one day. I want to make it into a little series as well on this channel to come back to every once in a while to go through together and break it up by theme. Since we're still in the month of February, we are ending February and our unofficial princess month, we're gonna focus on the princess pins. There may be multiple sites to use. The one I found is called pinpicks.com, not sponsored obviously, but this is something that looked like they have the best database on. So this is what we're gonna look at to source and see if we can find the pins and see if they're real. Sorted out my pins from what I already had separated from the fake ones. These are what I found from my bag. Of course, there's only 8 here. These are not the only ones I have, but these are the ones that I already thought were fake. And it's so sad because you can see, unfortunately, they're really cool. I know these 3 are part of a collection with the gems. We have 2 of the Zodiac ones. So Sebastian, normally I wouldn't count because I have a lot of the Ariel characters. We're just focusing on the princess today, but just because these were a set, I figured it'd be easier to find together. Then we have a little teacup with Aurora on it, another Aurora comic strip one, and then Jasmine. We'll look these up. And then I also have this board. So this is what I have displayed. I know it's been shown in many videos prior because this is where I keep all of my pins displayed on. And I love how it looks still. And you can tell that this is not organized anymore because I kind of give it up as it is. That's why I want to get back into it. So this one is one I bought from Gideon's that just did not have the space on my Halloween pin board yet. So that's why I just found the spot for it. But that was there. The rest of these, for the most part, are princesses or princess-oriented pins. And then this one is not official, but I got it from a local shop at a adorable fair that I went to. I like doing like the punk rock flea markets, and this one was called Lunar Fair that I went to, so lots of like cute little witchy unique things. And so I found this one and I loved it so much. So unrelated, not a Disney pin, but it is Belle's Rose. It's the Beast Rose in a very cool monochromatic vibe. It's fun to show it off, but it is not part of our search today. And we can take a look at the rest of them. So once again, this is a mismatch because, again, didn't have room for the categories I wanted to display. Of course, you know, ignoring this side of it, we do have a lot more of Ariel. Camp Rock, again, it's not part of that, as we know. But we have a lot of Ariel pins and Ariel adjacent pins. So we'll just focus on some of those. I got an idea of how to start. Since I don't have that many princess pins, let's look at the collections that I have. So we have the 4 cameos, 2 of the comic strips, and then 3 of the cell phones. I have no idea how to even search, but that's why I have my computer. And let's just look up comic book princesses. No, that... And this is why I haven't searched for my pins, because even with this, do I want to just use Google? Disney pin. Okay, so it does show here. I love I go on eBay. eBay is the first one that comes up. Oh, they're so cool. They're so cool. I love this. I really do. There are 2,261 results. This is why I have been avoiding this. This is why, but at least this way, by me forcing myself to make this as a video, this is motivation for me to also be able to be helpful. So we can, if you're also looking for pins and you're not sure, I hope I'm helping as well, because otherwise there are millions of pins. There are probably millions of pins that Disney has made, so it's so much to look for. This is also why I'm doing it little by little, because otherwise to try to look at my whole collection all at once would be overwhelming beyond belief.
Later.
At least I found a pin, even though I decided let's just go from the oldest ones and we'll go from there. So our first one that I can show off is this one. This is our Ariel floating full length pin, apparently. So it says it was released in 2005. And you can tell like the back of it doesn't have that much detail. This is why it's so complicated for me to realize what's real, what's not. Here's another one that I found. And as you can see from the comparison picture, the lines look like they're too thick. And the coloring also still looks like it's off. But the thing that's so confusing is when you go to the back, it has a lot stamped. It has the year on it. It has everything on here. It has everything stamped on it. So this one's fake. This one's fake. Fake pile. That's so sad, because that's what I mean. It looks so real. And this is why we're learning. This is why it's important to see, because the lines are thicker, and of course it says a scrapper might read Disneyland Pin Series. Do I have any real pins? At least now I'm able to start finding these pins, but of course this one, which looks so cool and it's so nice and pretty, you can tell that the coloring is still off of it. The lines. This is when we're learning details. I've never noticed before the way her eyes look compared to in the picture. So different. The coloring is a little bit off. This is why I'm confused by everything, because this one here This one is an official pin because I got this when I was a child. And as you can see, it still has the gold backing. So comparing these two, but you can tell the difference is this one still has texture onto it, this one doesn't. They both have the gold backs, but this one is more textured, even though this is similar to each other. At least we're getting somewhere now. I was able to find what they're called. They're the Princess Quote Collection. So we have Belle and we have Aurora. And Belle, that's why you can tell so easily on some of these, which is a great thing, but it's also awful now, like having this knowledge and having this comparison. The coloring is so off with her hair. Her eyes are so screwed up, but it's such a shame because you can see the Mickey emblem is in the corner. And of course, all of these were all tradable pins. Like, you couldn't buy any of these. These are all hidden. Anyone that has that Mickey emblem is a hidden Mickey, and so it's only tradable. That's so sad because, again, it's so easy. They trick it because they have all this stamping in the back. Let's look at Aurora. So you can see, again, the coloring isn't the same. Her eyes aren't that bad though. Once again, you can see here it says Hidden Mickey 606. It has year, has when it was made. I don't know, because that's why I'm like, it looks like the coloring is so off, but it's like, is that a defunct of the pin itself or is it fake? I'm gonna go with fake, unfortunately, because it's a cool collection, but the point just shows how easy it is to find pins that are fake in the parks. Because even though, yes, I did go and grab trading pins from eBay because we didn't know better back then, it still infiltrated the parks. It just shows how easy it is to get fake pins anymore, and that's part of why I stopped pin trading, because I feel bad for anyone that is new to pin trading, does it in the parks and buys the pins directly from the parks that are like $10 per pin or $12 per pin. Even the lanyard sets, how much do they cost now? Let's go online because I know you can do this. DisneyStore.com. Lanyard pins. Don't care. Here, this first one came up. These are actually really cool. I mean, I love Marvel, so I love that they have them. These are really cool, but again, you get 4 pins and a lanyard for $35. Say, for example, someone wanted to trade Iron Man. I wouldn't trade any of these, but just go with the example here. If someone wanted to trade one of these, and then they ended up with a fake pin, it's so sad. Every pin I have is so fake. It's so sad. You can tell right away the coloring is so different. This is such a lighter color compared to the picture. Once again, the back has all the details on it. So it shows a hidden Mickey pin, what number of the set it is, the date, but it has a different color. It's a lighter color. And the paint looks different. If I bought real pins to trade with, it would have still been the same result. She's a different color. She's white here, whereas the picture is red. And it's more of a pink color compared to the dark red. And again, all the details are there. So that just shows you can't trust anything fake. I'm grateful to have this comparison now because it is so bad. Same thing. Coloring is so off. She's more of a white when she should be blue. And all the details are properly on the back. So that collection is all fake. But we are getting places. We are getting somewhere. The great thing is, at least now that I've been going through with the One Princess with Ariel, it is a wonderful gateway for me to find the other ones. So, Princess Teacups. I only have the one, which is Aurora. But let's compare here. This one looks similar, but I really think this one's also fake. You can tell the coloring again is off slightly. This is white compared to that pink. The eyes, look at these eyes. I've never noticed it before, and now I'm like hyper aware. It's important to have this comparison because you can just tell it's so bad. The details are missing, the coloring is off. But again, all of the backing is here. That shows Hidden Mickey, the year, the date. That makes people believe that it would be real. Like, that's the honest truth. I didn't expect to be so depressed over this because it's so sad, because I feel for everyone else. Even though we're only looking at Disney princesses, you can tell as well that the writing, the coloring, it's all off. Am I gonna learn that like 90% of my pin collection is all fake? Is that what's gonna happen today? Throughout the series, am I only gonna have like 5 real pins?
12 seconds later.
I found a real pin! The way the picture looks and this one, it's not perfect, obviously, but you can tell that it's still really close. But the best part is we have a real barcode. We have a real SKU. So I'm really happy. We have a real pin. Not every bit is fake. We have, this one is from 2014 that I found. Part of our character sketch pads collection. And I want to say that this one is also real. This one does look pretty identical to the picture, but the back, of course, is the same as the other ones. Maybe the back has all of the same features. Wait, let me actually compare. I realized something here that makes it a lot easier to look behind it. You can see the difference, even though it has the same information. This one has the texture to it. This one does not. I'm learning, hopefully you're learning too, because it is so important to be able to identify with this stuff, especially with collections. But I know that this one is probably, I mean, it is authentic. I can tell it is real. But it probably is easier because I was working down there in 2014. So when all the real ones were being released, that was the time that I was collecting them. That makes a lot more sense. We have 2 real pins so far. That's so sad. That's so sad. But hey, it's good. We got character sketch pads here. At least this way I know when we get to the other ones in my collection that I know what to look for a lot quicker than having to search for it. We found another collection. I'm very happy now. So any of these here, I have these 3. I have Belle, I have Jasmine, I have Ariel. And these also are from 2014. You can see here all the details on the back. They have the textured Mickey background on there too. So I have real pins. I do. I'm very happy about it that not everything is fake, but I've realized now that, again, these are probably really easy for me to find because they're also from 2014. So any of the Hidden Mickey 2014 ones that I have most likely are real, which is wonderful. I really would love to get this collection completed. But hey, we have real pins! That's exciting! This was also released in 2014, so at least I can say with a lot of certainty that majority of the pins that I have that are real are from the year that I was down there in 2014, so I was able to grab them while people were trading them. So it's nicer to know that it's easier to find newer pins that are real compared to the older pins, because so far the ones that I found that are fake were from like 2007, 2009 they were released, and I was trading in 2014 when I found a lot of them. So we have Snow White, Cinderella, Ariel, and Jasmine. And the great thing is, again, you can tell there's a textured background and there is a SKU. So these are all authentic. And it's nice to see that from the website, these are ones that were made in the set. They're not Hidden Mickey pins. They were from a set that you could buy during that time. This is why I wanted to start with these pins, because I knew this would be a great beginner way to get into them, because this collection that I had of the princess pins were a lot smaller compared to other ones that I've had. So these are the only other ones that we have to search for. I can tell you right now, we have Belle, and this is an original pin from when I first started collecting in like the early 2000s. So this one's authentic. I can tell you right off the bat without having to search for it. Milan is also the same way. Milan was one of the first ones I've had. That's from the early 2000s. So even though it is missing anything of a copyright or whatnot, it just says Milan, we still have this textured back. That's so important to recognize. Because we have the fake Ariel, now that we know, which is so interesting how they both have different backs, that this one's silver and this one's gold. But I believe that these are from the same collection because of the hair. They look very similar to each other. And since this one is just gold, it doesn't have the texture onto it. I can say that this is most likely fake without searching for it. I have the Cinderella pin here, which is actually really detailed. And the back of it does have the Mickey background. And I believe it's from 2012. So this one is still a little bit more modern while I was collecting it. So this is only 2 years old when it was trading, when I found it in the parks. This one is a Pocahontas and John Smith. And I think it's really cool, but now you can tell it's a flat background. Even though it has the details from 2002, it most likely is fake. There are no Pocahontas pins. I feel like Pocahontas is such an underrated character, so I'm very sad that, of course, the only thing I found is a fake pin. And then we have Tiana. So at least with our Tiana pin, this one looks like it is from a lanyard pack during the time that you could trade with. It has a barcode and it has a texture, so this one's real. I'm happy. We have real pins in the mix of it. So that one's real. Our Milan is a chaser, part of that collection, but it has our Mickey background and all the details of it. So this is real. I have a mixture of it. Yeah, finally we have our Jasmine one, which I thought was fake. And now you can tell because it is a flat background, it most likely is. From our search today, just from the princess pins I've collected, which is literally a small amount of my collection overall, I have 13 of the fake pins out of this collection, potentially 14, because I am still not sure for this Ariel. I can't tell. No, it has to be real. It has to be real because it has the texture back. Yeah, okay, so we're counting this as real. It has our textured back on it. It's real. Okay, so we have 13 fake pins. We still have 15 real Disney princess pins. Actually, I'm gonna count this one too. I did not bring this one up. This is a Cinderella pin that I did get officially from Disney when they were advertising about Fairy Tale Wedding special that was going on. So this one is not officially a Disney princess category pin, but it still works because I know it's real. Even though it has a flat back, it has our SKU, and this was given directly from Disney. So I can add that to make me feel better that I have real pins. We have more real pins than we have fake pins. So it's a win overall and a lesson. Hopefully this was an educational journey for you as well as entertaining. It's a much easier way for me to break down my pin collection, what I've had over the years, but I'm also able to learn what is real in my pin collection and what's not. And at least this way, I hopefully will have much better tips and tricks to be able to learn next time if you're still trading in the parks and you know what to look out for so you don't get swindled like I have. It's so easy though, because you can tell how mostly real they make them all look, which is insane. That's crazy. But I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit different, but I'm happy to have some edutainment in a way on this channel. Stay tuned for more because we have a lot more to uncover. I mean, this is literally just 2 of my boards that I showed off today and not even any of the full board. It was a little section of each. So we have a lot of themes to uncover. This will be a wonderful ongoing series to come. But until then, I hope you guys have a magical day. And as always, I'll see you real soon.